What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin Sports with Jake. Hope we're all doing well. We got a fantasy football specific episode for you. Welcome in, Ashton. My guest today, Ashton. How's it going?
I'm doing good because I'm feeling great that my fantasy football team's about to win our championship this year.
Oh, we'll see. I think my team's going to win. Ashton,
I'm
on the
just
same
saying,
league.
Lamar Jackson, J.K. Dobbins, Damian Pierce, Alvin Kamara, David Njoku. And by the way, I haven't touched my receivers yet of Garrett Wilson, DK, Scary Terry, and obviously the two best receivers in the game, Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. So, yeah, I drafted 90% of my team except for trading for like 3. Just saying.
All right. Well, my team's very good as well. I got Joe Burrow. My backs, I got
trading me.
No. I got Jeff Walker. I got quarterback. It's Najee Harris. I have a wide receiver. I have Jalen Waddle. I have a bunch of good receivers. I have George Pickens. I have Elijah Moore, Jordan Addison, Jameson Williams. I have Mark Andrews. I also have AJ Brown and DJ Moore. Or did I try DJ Moore? I might have. I forgot. I've made a lot of
you've been
trades.
trading all your picks away, so
yeah, I have 5
draft strategy you're going with.
I have 5 draft picks. I have a third next year. I'll have a pick in 2 years from now, and I have 4 in 26 now, including 2 first. So
don't worry, I only have 1 in 25. I have 2 in 24. I have 3 in 26.
Okay.
And Justin's not touching any single one of those unless.
Oh, yeah, so Justin, of course, you guys know, he has, I believe, 25 draft picks.
I'm gonna go check his team out.
Okay. To put this in perspective, in Dynasty, you start with 9. Plus 3 years, 3 per year. I think he has 5.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14.
Ashton is counting them right now. We're on Talkin Sports with Jake.
22,
How many picks Justin has?
26.
28
picks.
28 draft picks?
Including 9 in the 2024 draft.
You start 9 picks across 3 years. He has 9 in one draft. That's crazy.
So that's fantasy football in our league.
And it was a 10-team league, and we got 3 rounds as a rookie draft, so 30 picks in the draft, and he has 9 of them. He has almost 30%. He has almost 30% of the draft. That's wild.
No, he literally has 30% of the draft.
Oh my god, that's insane. But yeah, we're gonna talk some fantasy football today. We're gonna go over some strategies and different guys' ADPs, guys you think are overvalued, undervalued, sleepers, guys to avoid. We'll ask questions whether or not you think certain things might hurt or help the production. So let's jump right in. So Ashton, what strategies do you use when you're drafting your team?
Not Justin or Liam's strategies. I don't really have a strategy. I just kind of go best fit at the spot. So like first I fill out my starters, which is I typically like first round, I'll go wide receiver, running back, depending who's best available there. And going off their QB situation or O-line situation and which side I'm going. So obviously I'm not taking Tyreek Hill because he has Tua at quarterback. No offense to Miami Dolphins fans, but Tua ain't it. And it's not because I'm a Patriots fan. It's not because Jake over here is a Jets fan. We all know he can't last 5 minutes on a field with his O-line. And he's 1 concussion away from retirement, which is sad to say. It's very sad to say. You don't want to see anyone go down and have to retire because of injuries, but also he has to do it so he doesn't lose his brain cells that he already doesn't have. Sounds weird to say, but and I'm not saying that to be mean, but like he doesn't want brain damage.
Yeah,
by the time he's 40.
He thought about retiring this off season. Yeah,
so you already know where his thought process is 1 concussion, I'm out type thing. 1 more. He had 3 last year. 1 more is 4 within 2 years. He doesn't want brain damage. He wants to keep as healthy as a brain as can, and I would respect the decision of him retiring. So Tyreek Hill for me is a player I would avoid. So my strategy is I don't take quarterback until at least round 4 or 5. And then you go from there. Typically, I don't play in a league with kicker and defense, but Some people do. I don't know the strategy for that one is so. I haven't done that league in like 5 years, so my strategy is outdated for that.
Yeah, I in the first round, I'm with you, running back or receiver, and for wide receivers, I definitely look at the quarterback situation. You know, if they have a bad quarterback or a quarterback I think might not be great this year, I don't necessarily write them off right away. I look, okay, have they had a bad quarterback in the past and have they succeeded? For example, a guy like Mike Evans, his quarterback situation is awful. He's got Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. He also has put up 1,000 yards with some bad quarterbacks in the past, so I'm like, okay,
We also
maybe
had a
I'll.
serviceable Jameis Winston though, who did in fact lead the league in
He did.
yards, lead the league in touchdowns, and lead the league in interceptions.
Yeah, he had 5,000 yards and 33 touchdowns. He also threw 30 interceptions. So,
Hey,
you know,
you still had a positive touchdown to interception ratio somehow.
he did. He did.
I think what is it, like 4-3 or something?
So,
I
so
don't know. I
yeah,
can't do that.
I'm awful.
It was some weird
I'm
thing
taking
where he
him.
still had a positive
I'm
touchdown to
taking a math class in
interception.
2 years, but
But
yeah.
also, like going on that point, a player that I do like, and I drafted him like twice already in 2 dynasty leagues, is Scary Terry, despite the fact that he never had a quarterback.
Yeah, that's another guy like that. I'm not confident in Sam Howell. I didn't love him coming out, and I don't think he's that great. That being said, Terry McLaurin has had some really bad quarterbacks,
So
and
big numbers.
he's put up big numbers. So I think he'll be fine.
Him, DK, AJ Brown, Debo all scar me. So as a Page fans all know what I'm talking about. N'Keal Harry in the first round, and you pass up on those 4. Oh,
Oof, that's rough.
hey, don't worry, we got first round talent in Keyshawn Booty this year in the 6th round.
I would not say he's a first round talent. He was a
He
sixth round
was
pick.
projected to be a first round pick, and then wherever the heck happened last season, LSU just kind of went. His trajectory went from here down. So you know what? He was a first round talent graded by draft people, people that do all the draft
Heading
scouts.
into the college football season, then whatever
And then
happened,
he just
dropped
had whatever happened at LSU last season, coming off that injury, he just fell. That was a huge high on him, so he's the rookie to look out for.
Okay, Keyshawn Booty. Yeah, he's a guy. If you're taking him so late, there's like no point. If he goes out there and has 5 catches this year, like he's wide receiver. Wow, I'd scroll all the way down my list. He's really low.
Oh yeah, he's low. Like
I
I
would
would draft him if you're doing
board.
a dynasty league.
No, yeah. If you're doing
Like
redraft,
your
then
strategy
maybe
is
not.
always different. Like if you're doing a 1-year league, you're stacking your team, or you
Right.
can be me and stack your team on young players, the good young players, and then go, yeah, I'll be good for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, and the
Right.
draft is only just replenishing the older positions like quarterback with Lamar.
Yeah, like he's not even. I don't even think he's in the top 100 receivers according to Fantasy Pro, which is supposed to be the most accurate fantasy football rankings site. There's a bunch of them out there. I use Fantasy Pro, so they tend to be pretty accurate. He's not even in. I don't know. I don't even know if he's in the top 100. I have the top 98 receivers, and he's not in the list. But like I said, if you're doing
He's not even
dynasty,
107 either.
really,
He's not even in the top 107. Oh, I think that he's in his own category with the
oh,
rookies.
he's a
in there.
rookie. Maybe he's regardless.
Nope.
If you're
He's
doing
not on there.
wow.
Oh no, yeah, he is. He's ranked 15th out of rookie wide receivers and 32 out of the whole rookie class.
Okay, so if you're in a dynasty league, take a flyer on him late.
Him or Demario Douglas is another guy from New England. Jalen Hyatt, I like.
Hyatt's probably very fast.
Hyatt is fast. Do you see him burn the crap out of the defense?
Oh my yes, he is so fast. He's got game-changing speed. I believe he is in the top 100.
He is. Or he should be. I
would
be
have
surprised if he's. I'll be shocked. So let's see.
Hyatt.
Tyquan Thornton's on there.
Tyquan Thornton is. He's at the he is wide receiver.
He's in tier 8. If out of all the receivers,
yeah, he's receiver number. Or I think I have the top of like 100 receivers.
Jalen Hyatt's 87 and Tyquan Thornton's 90.
Okay, yeah. So I think Fantasy Pros has him like 97,
Oh,
98.
Butte's on there. He's 109.
Okay, so he's 109. So yeah, these are all young receivers in Dynasty. Young receivers are very important because like running backs, like they only play so long.
I'm walking away for a second because my dog is like crying over there to go outside.
Okay,
So
right.
I'm coming. I'm coming,
Ashton will
Penelope.
be right back. His dog needs him. But yeah, young running backs, if you can get them, great. But keep in mind, you're only going to have them for so long. So get. I recommend getting good backs. Even if they're like you think they'll only be good for a year or two, and then just
Hey,
draft
you can also
draft the
draft Kareem
ones.
Hunt.
I mean, he's not. If you want to take a chance, I guess he's not on a team right now.
What? He's talking to Indianapolis and the Saints. He's gonna win there.
Like he might be on. He probably will be on the but right now. He does not have a team.
All right. So
He's at 55 according to Fantasy Pros.
who are you avoiding in the draft?
Avoiding. So I'm a little nervous about Jonathan Taylor. I
Ooh,
just don't know. That situation is so messed up. So first, like, he wants an extension. All the stuff with the running backs were happening, and then his owner, Jim Irsay, comes out and says, basically, I don't like running backs. And Taylor was like, you should, well, you should, considering your top running back wants an extension from you. Then like, Taylor and Irsay had like a private meeting during training camp, thinking, oh, they're talking contract. And then like half hour later, Taylor requests a trade. Like, oh, I guess he didn't go to a contract. And Jim Irsay's response to this was, Jonathan Taylor will not be traded now and not in October. And he then went and said, if I die, not me, Jim Irsay, said if he dies, no one would miss him. And if Taylor's out of the league, no, the league would move on. So it's safe to say their relationship is not too fantastic right now. It's a little rocky right now, and he was holding out training camp. He did just report to practice, but he is not actually practicing.
Oh no, and then he left again for a personal reason.
Yeah, he's got an ankle injury that he's rehabbing apparently.
He's
At
also
one point,
traveling to. He did travel to Philadelphia.
yeah, and they said they excused him for a personal matter. I don't know if that's actually a personal matter. Maybe he had death in the family. Maybe him and his significant other gave birth to a child. So I'm hoping it's nothing bad. Hoping it's for a good personal reason. Hoping everything's okay. But on the other hand, I'm also hoping it's not like, oh, it's a personal matter. He just decided, screw this. I don't want to report after all. But and also he didn't have a great year last year. 2 years ago, he was maybe the best running back in fantasy football, if not in the entire NFL. He was a monster. Last year, he bounced some injuries. Wasn't as good. He was the first pick in the draft. I took him first overall, I think, like twice. I was not happy with my return on investment. And I could see him being better if he plays on the field and being really good. He's probably like a second or third round pick, depending on how many players are in your league. Fantasy Pros has him as the 10th best back. But I think there's other backs you take after him that are safer. So I would avoid him.
For me, I have a personal avoid where I just personally avoid this guy, not because how good he is, but every time I have him, something happens. And that's Christian McCaffrey. I completely avoid him every single time. He'll be sitting on my pick. He could sit at my pick at round 7, and I would still not draft him because every time I draft him, he tears his ACL. If I don't draft him, he stays healthy. So I'm at the point is I'm just gonna let him survive his knee. So I
Yeah,
but
he was like
what?
2 years ago, he was like the first pick in the draft, and he played like 5 games. Then the year after, he was like a top 3 pick again, and again he played like 6 games. Now last year, everyone was like, "Nope, not doing that, not doing it." And of course, he stays healthy and goes out and is great, and he's going top 5 in pretty much every draft. And like he stayed mostly healthy last year. He's a guy. If he misses like 3 games or less, I could probably live with it because of how good he is. I will say this: I'm not afraid to draft Christian McCaffrey, but if you do draft him, I highly recommend you also draft Elijah Mitchell, who's his handcuff. Handcuff in fantasy football is like the backup to the starter. So like I got some handcuffs is not really worth having. Like whoever on God's green earth is the backup in Tennessee, I don't think there's a point in drafting Derrick Henry. I don't even know who it is. They got Tyjae Spears. Julius Chestnut's there from our Sacred Heart graduate. He's there.
Yeah, good game yesterday. I heard.
He did. He played well. And in
I
my
posted some highlights of him or Barstool Shoe. I forgot which one.
they did. And in my other dynasty league last year when we drafted, I took him like the last pick. I put him on. He's on my taxi squad. Everyone was like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "Oh, he went to my school. I need to have him." I knew no one else would draft him. No one else goes to Sacred. You don't go Sacred Heart. You don't know who the dude is. Or I don't even know
Only
if
one league
who he is.
someone knows who he is. Because I actually have three shoe members there as well. So,
okay.
But my player to actually avoid, and he's a top 5 pick in every fantasy draft. Drum roll, please. Cooper Kupp.
Interesting one. I kind of agree.
Who's his quarterback? Like, I don't think Stafford's it anymore. I think he's like, I'm gonna give him my best Matthew Stafford comparison. 2020 Big Ben. Or 2021 Big Ben, wherever his last year was.
Oh God, that was painful.
The year he couldn't throw 5 yards.
he couldn't move.
God damn. My phone's just blowing off on Instagram.
But yeah, Cooper Kupp, I kind of agree. People do forget, kind of feel bad for Cooper because 2 years ago he had one of the best years receivers ever had. He was like,
now he's a one-hit wonder.
He's had some other really good years, but he's also always had trouble staying on the field. He's never missed as many games as he did last year.
And the funny part is, I said that take, and I still drafted Cooper Kupp this year in our league, and then traded him for Jamar Chase.
That's right, you did.
And now he's
I'm gonna say,
traded again.
Was he on your team?
He was on my team. I drafted him.
No, I agree with you. I thought you drafted him.
Let's see.
You have to trade him. That's right. You tried to trade him for me for AJ Brown.
Yeah. I could tell you exactly what pick I took him.
What pick was that?
Let's see. Draft results. All right. Oh, this is the wrong league.
I'm in a bunch of leagues too. I'm in like 3. There's another random league I'm in that like whoever the commissioners is trying to figure out a draft. We only have like 9 people. So
how the heck does that work? I drafted Cooper Kupp.
Should have been pretty high.
I drafted him in the 3rd round, 9th overall.
Okay, so he was a late 3rd round pick. Okay,
and I traded him for the 5th overall pick in our draft, which is crazy. And now he's on his 3rd team in our fantasy league. Dude's been passed around more than Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Wait, who you trade him to? Oh, you traded Justin.
I traded to Justin. Justin traded to Mike.
Oh yeah, because Justin just wants as many draft picks as he could possibly
get. So if you guys are going into a dynasty league, don't do a Justin or Liam strategy, and I'll explain. We kind of said a little bit earlier, but Justin has 20 picks in this year's draft. He's pulling a Sam Presti, and his team's about below average as below average can be. We have a guy who has this was his first ever fantasy league, who has a way better team. And that's Logan. I congrats to Logan on a great team and a great draft for his first year ever. And then you got Liam. What the heck is he doing? In the draft, he drafted. Wait, I have to get this.
Yeah,
I have to get this jersey in order for it to understand and implement. I'll be right back.
All right, Ashton's getting his prop. Yeah. So by the way, I'll actually tell the story. I was gonna say about something about Liam's draft picks, but I'm gonna actually tell the story. I think this was Liam's first time drafting in fantasy football as well. That being said, Logan, who's our other friend, who's also in fantasy football, his team came out fine. It's pretty good.
So,
And that's Mac Jones' jersey to Ashtonism. That
so
was prop.
this is the player that Liam decided to draft number 2 overall. The fact that I have to wear a jersey just to make it seem right. If not, also Jake could probably add a screenshot of the draft results just to prove that he was drafted number 2 overall.
Yeah, and he drafted him because
He wanted so I couldn't get him, but I wasn't planning on drafting Mac at all.
Yeah, we were all joking we were going to draft Mac Jones in the first round, but Ashton was the most he sounds the most serious of all of us because he's a Patriot fan and a big Mac Jones believer. He obviously wasn't going to draft him. Ashton had the third pick. He wasn't going to take him third
from
overall.
9 to 3.
So you traded out. He wasn't going to actually draft him. For whatever reason, Liam thought you were serious and decided to stop you from drafting him. You were going to take him for another 10 rounds, and he drafted Mac Jones. And it was even worse because
it's the trade I made with him after the draft.
What trade you make of him? I mean, you made a bunch.
Tyler Lockett straight up for Garrett Wilson.
Oh, God, that's right. And then, first of all,
I literally used every inch of my power to sell him on Tyler Lockett. I was like, by the way, just remember, Garrett Wilson has a 30-year-old quarterback who we don't know is going to be good or not. And Tyler Lockett has
He might have Liam's a Packers fan. He's watched down Rodgers his whole life.
And he's like, yeah, it's a good deal. And except that I was like, and my friend Mike, who's in our league, was sitting right next to me. And he goes, that's just a jerk move. He goes, is this his first time? I go, yeah. He goes, you just don't know what I go, everyone has to learn at some point. Welcome to fantasy. And
also, the way we did the league, Ashton didn't want knowing that the bench is enormous. Ashton didn't want the bench to be as enormous. So you had to cut 3 players once the draft was over. It didn't because Ashton, the commissioner, when he went in to try to fix the saying that it didn't work, he's like, all right, you're gonna have to cut 3 players. He set it up like that. After the draft, you cut 3 players. Liam cut Mac Jones. He drafted him second overall just to cut him. So he basically gave away a first round pick for nothing.
He pulled the Raiders with Jamarcus Russell.
He did. Drafted first overall, and then 3 years later.
The only thing is Jamarcus Russell at least played an NFL game.
He wasn't very good, but at least he played. Mac Jones will never play for Liam. I don't even know if he's on now.
He's on Brandon's team.
Okay, Brandon's our friend.
Brandon also has Kenny. No, Logan has Kenny Pickett.
I'm surprised Brandon hasn't tried to trade for him, being how big of a believer he is in his CRs.
My dog wants me again. Be back.
Ashton is going to go take care of his dog. But yeah, so I kind of agree with Cooper Kupp, with avoiding Cooper Kupp, because he was amazing 2 years ago, and it's tough because before he got hurt, he was also a beast. And the previous 2 years before that, he was also really good. But
because he also always keeps wanting things is right here. Her name's Penelope.
Hi, Penelope. Everyone say hi, Penelope. Hi, Penelope.
Hey, look. There she is. Oh, now she's going to walk away because that's what we do. We're a dog.
Shout out to Ashton's dog.
That's my dog. So shout out to her. Yeah, so those are the 2 strategies that I would avoid doing in the Dynasty League. You can do what I did and draft a great team. I also drafted Alvin Kamara in the 9th round. And then he got suspended for 3 games, so I'm having him back week 4. So I'm pretty much set. And now we're just chilling. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase,
Alvin Kamara is
wide receiver duo of all time.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara is a guy who I think is good value because Fantasy Pros has him at running back 30. But he could be a top 10 back in fantasy, I would say. I think that's very fair. And if he's the 30th back off the board, that's pretty good value. So that's why a lot of people are drafting. It's going so low compared to what
According
he could
to
do.
This, I drafted the 17th ranked running back, the 20th ranked running back, the 25th ranked running back. Who else do I have? The 36th ranked running back and the 40th ranked running back. So I have 4 in the top 40.
Okay.
5 top 40, whatever. How many I counted? I don't remember. 5 running backs. So I drafted pretty well according to Fantasy Bros.
Okay.
I also want to see how can I put this on this thing and then get a grade for fantasy draft because my team's just literally stacked. Even my bench is pretty good.
Yeah.
So bench is key. Bench is key in fantasy.
Yes.
Depth.
Yeah. Definitely have depth. Take shots as you go later on in the draft.
That's
First
why
two
I took
picks.
Demario Douglas late in the
Right.
draft.
You took Demario Douglas. I didn't even know who that is until you had to explain that he was like a late round pick by the
He's
Patriots.
also a former Patriot, not former Patriot. He's a former Illinois running back that was drafted the last pick, not last pick in the 6th round, but the last Patriots 6th round pick in this past draft. He was our last. We had 3 picks in the 6th round. One was Butte. One I think was either the punter. I think it was the punter or a lineman. I forgot. Oh no, I think it was a corner. I think it was Amir Speed. And then the third one was good old Demario Douglas from Liberty. That dude is quick. My God, he can get open. He's elusive. You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
A good old name that Jets fans know, Julian Edelman. Little
Yes.
quick, shifty guy. You give him the ball, he's gonna get you yards. He's that guy. And then Butte reminds me of just a guy that gets catches.
I was
He's your
expecting, I was, I
possession
was
guy. He's just
expecting
gonna
like a name. Maybe I was expecting like is he getting compared to Edelman and also maybe Les Welker, just a guy who gets
I
catches.
kind of think he reminds me of almost like a Troy Brown, Deion Branch type of guy. Like if I'm going off
Okay.
Patriots guys, trying to think at some of those levels in the NFL. Maybe he does have very similarities to Jamar Chase. He's just not as big and not as explosive.
Mhm.
But a guy that has great hands, a guy that can catch, get open when need to. He just had a nice 40-yard touchdown yesterday. So his stock is definitely going fantasy wise. Demario Douglas in sleeper, he went up to like 4 on the rise list out of all like the players. So I'm like, because everyone's starting to pick him up now. So also sleeper has that thing where it's like players on the rise trending.
Yeah.
So right now they're trending up. Their best right now is Austin Watkins from Cleveland.
He's had a nice preseason. He's been active in preseason.
Ronnie Bell, also for San Fran. Salvin Ahmed, the running back from Miami. Chris Evans, not the actor.
Not Captain America.
Jalen Warren, after his 60-yard touchdown yesterday, went up.
He's looked really good, Jalen Warren.
Some players in the down is one's Tom Brady, so I don't even know why he's even 6th on this list. He's not even in the league.
Even Fantasy Pros actually him. What's I don't know what's worse. That they have that Tom Brady's is actually ranked by Fantasy Pros, but I don't know what's worse. He's ranked, but also so is Ben Roethlisberger. They're not high. They're like quarterback. They're like 30. They're like in the late 30s. They're like 38 or something. But somehow Ben Roethlisberger is higher ranked than Will Levis.
And then for the trending down is Malik Davis, the running back from Dallas, which I don't think he's making the roster, especially after having Deuce Vaughn. Zonovan Knight from the Jets, he's trending downwards.
So Zonovan Knight, I think he's gonna find himself off the roster because you have obviously
he'll probably make it.
Cook and Brees Hall are your top 2. Obviously, you have
James Robinson's ranked 3rd. Denzel Mims, who just got cut, ranked 4th, so I don't think it really matters him being on this list.
yeah.
Derek Prince from the Chiefs, the running back, he's at 5. Brady's at 6 for some reason. Pierre Strong out of New England is at 7.
I think got Zeke, so he has no role now.
Drake, he'll make the team strong because that breakout speed, that big burst of speed, he was the
and
fastest.
After Zeke, and also they need some depth.
So they need someone after that. Kenyon Drake, Keyshawn Vaughn, Deion Jackson, and Michael Carter from the Jets.
Yeah, Carter is going to be the 3rd back, and then
from 12 to
looks good too.
1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 running backs in the top 12 on the trending down. One is a player that doesn't even play in the league, and one's a wide receiver who got cut.
Yeah. And then you have Tom Brady retired. I think he's retired. I don't know. He likes calling these last-second comebacks.
Literally. Maybe come back to New England. No, I'm fine. Sorry, Brady. Brady might be my favorite player of all time. I just don't want it right now.
Yeah,
especially when you have talent that's currently better in Mac, like talent-wise, not player-wise, just talent. Mac has a stronger arm. Mac's more athletic. Mac's not as accurate, but accurate enough.
He's not
Uh,
46 years old.
he's also not 46 years old. Yeah, that's also the other reason. I
That
only have
helps. He's a
46
lot younger than
overall.
that, too.
I only
I
have
don't know if he's
46-year-old
26.
quarterback.
Yeah, that doesn't usually. 46-year-olds at quarterback don't really
Hey,
do
if he wants to
so
come
well.
back to be our QB's coach, I'm down for that.
Yeah, I don't
He
know.
came back as QB's coach or head coach 1 year, maybe offense coordinator. Bill O'Brien takes over.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. I feel like there's too many good players to draft. At wide receiver, running back, tight end is only really 3 you need to draft, and that's either Mark Andrews.
Yeah,
Sarah
with tight ends.
4. I lied. 4. Kittle.
Yeah, for tight end, I feel like if you don't get one in the first few rounds, you should wait till much later.
Hey, David Njoku's mine. So.
Yeah,
he has
so like
a massage therapist at a massage enthusiast at quarterback.
Yeah.
Or unless they just start the rookie, Thompson Robinson, Dorian Thompson Robinson, DTR.
he's been fun to watch. He's looked good in preseason.
Maybe does he take Deshaun Watson's spot?
Maybe that could be a guy if Watson like doesn't work out. You're like, all right. If you're like, okay, we can't move his contract because his contract is awful. Know what they were
What are you
thinking.
talking about? It's the greatest. What are you talking about?
Deshaun Watson's contract.
Yeah,
6 games for them.
I'm just saying.
Maybe. But yeah, for tight ends, outside of the top 4, you have obviously Kelsey, Mark Andrews, George Kittle, and TJ Hawkinson, whatever order you want to put them in. I assume you put Kelsey first, and 2 before you can probably interchange. There's some good players, but like, Darren Waller, I don't know if he's staying healthy. Kyle Pitts is a mystery to me. It was great 2 years ago, but didn't have a lot of touchdowns. Last year was hurt, and his quarterback was Marcus Mariota. Desmond Ritter, I don't think is that good. That Dallas Goddard, I think, is pretty good. After that, you got like Dallas Goddard. I like Pat Fryman, David Njoku. And then you got some sleepers. Maybe you got like Tyler Higbee because the Rams don't have a lot of receivers. Cooper Kupp could get hurt. So if you miss out on a big tight end, I wouldn't panic. You can wait pretty late and get someone decent.
Bingo.
Yeah. and for kickers and defenses, Ashton said he hasn't played before in 5 years. I used to always play with them. Now I kind of don't care. Take them with your last 2 picks. Don't take a freaking kicker in the 8th round, please. As great as Justin Tucker is, don't take him before the second to last round. There's no point. I stream my kickers and defense. I always have. Get a kicker who's in a good offense and is not just bad. He's someone pretty good who's in a good offense and defense. Just definitely stream that. Take one team that's pretty good, has a good matchup week 1, and then just stream from there.
I just saw a tweet that Jordan Schultz is posting. He goes, "Things I love about Jordan Love: play action, deception, arm strength, accuracy, and athleticism, intelligence, and movement inside the pocket." And he goes, "I could go on."
I have no confidence in Jordan Love. Sorry, I don't think he's very good.
He threw 2 good passes, and one was out of bounds because the NFL can't figure out what it catches still. He finally gets possession, his left foot's out of bounds. But the Patriots won in a sad way to end the game, though.
Yeah, that was a shame. Hopefully Isaiah Bolden is okay. He gets well soon.
He has a concussion.
All right.
He's back in New England with the team. He flew out this morning, so when he gets freed, that must have hurt.
Good.
Concussions hurt.
All right. That's good that he's on the way to recovery, and he still have 2 weeks till the season, so hopefully he's able to get ready somewhat soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's ready for the practice squad. Getting cut, sadly.
Unfortunately,
he did look like crap prior to the injury, so.
Yeah. Not
This
a
is
good
such a
sign.
weird topic to talk about.
I know. You got to be careful with these concussions. They could linger. It's a shame he might get cut.
Yeah, that one I think was probably coming for a while.
Hmm. All right, so Ashton, let me ask you: who do you have as a sleeper? Give me a couple of sleepers, guys. We're going later, aren't getting a ton of hype. You think could surprise some people?
Antonio Gibson. I
Interesting.
drafted him this year because especially what Eric Bieniemy said about him. He said that they're gonna use him both run and receiving. So I think he could end up beating out Brian Robinson Jr. So that's pretty much my sleeper pick, and you probably can get him in like the 10th round.
Yeah, he's not going very high in the draft. 2 years ago, he was one. He was a very good young back. And then last year they draft Robinson. Looked like he was going to start week 1. Then he had the incident where he was shot, so he had to miss the first few games. And then Gibson started because of that. Then when Robinson came back, he started. And Gibson kind of faded off. Well, he really didn't get a ton of touches outside of kick returns. What I'm hearing is that he's going to be more involved in the offense. I think Eric Bieniemy comes from Kansas City. I mean, Kansas City has a lot of backs. They like to throw the running back. So Bieniemy brings that offensive philosophy to Washington with him. So I don't know how many carries Gibson will get, but I feel like he'll get a few more than he did last year. Just because teams like to use two backs now because they're realizing running backs are only gonna be really good for 5 or 6 years, and then they start to decline. So that's why a lot of teams are bringing in a back, and then within a year or two, are drafting another good back, which you think asset management doesn't look great, but they want to try to get as much out of these running backs as they can before they have to pay them and almost pay running backs because for the reasons I just said. So I think he'll be a little more involved in the running game, and I do think he'll catch some passes. And I believe if a guy gets a kick return touchdown, he gets the points. So he might get a touchdown or two off a return. You never know. I'm trying to look where he's ranked. On Facebook has him ranked. That's Antonio Gibson. He's got to be on the list at least. I'm sure he's on the list. I know they have Brian Robinson get 33. Oh, they have him at 36, Gibson.
That's not bad.
He's not going that much lower than Robinson. He's only ranked. Fantasy Pros has ranked like 24 ranks lower than Brian Robinson. So
Also, another guy that could be very much a sleeper, and it's also a player from the Patriots, is Kendrick Bourne.
Really?
This year, I feel like he could have his first 1,000-yard receiving year.
Really?
He was Mac's favorite target his rookie year, and then last year, Patricia, he just didn't play because Patricia didn't like him. So because he had one fight in the preseason joint practice with the Panthers, and then ever since then, he's been in Matt Patricia's doghouse. But when he played last year, he made plays.
Yeah, he's a sneaky little guy. I like him in the slot. Bill loves. I mean, loves.
Hey, we have 3 on the roster currently.
He loves his slot receivers. Might not be a bad guy to pick up late. For my sleepers, I'm going to go with, for one, I'll go with Isaiah Pacheco. I don't think Pacheco's, as a talent, is anything scary. I think he's fine. But I think the offense is really, really good. And he played very well for the down the stretch for the Chiefs. He took over that back from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he's definitely their top back. And obviously, Chiefs have Mahomes, and they have a zillion other weapons. But I think he'll catch a lot of passes. Right now, he's ranked as running back 28 on Fantasy Pros. He's not going that high. I feel like he's a guy who could surprise people and be very good. So he could be a sleeper. Somebody else, I think, who could be a sleeper. There's actually a couple of cheap receivers I think are worth a flyer. One's Kadarius Toney, which
running ability.
Yeah, I think at some point they could somehow get him involved. And he's going like if he was like ranked really high, I'd say no. I'd say probably isn't worth it. But he's never been on the field really. He's always hurt, always hurt. But he's going low enough in the draft. He's only ranked as receiver 46 by Fantasy Pros, so I think he's worth a flyer. I heard the Chiefs think he could be the number one receiver. Yeah, the Chiefs they trade Tyreek Hill basically gone to receiver by committee. So their receivers, it's not the best strategy to take their receivers, but I think it's worth a flyer.
Don't have any like wide receivers that like really terrify me. Like
They
when I face up, like when I look at like teams facing up, like I'm not scared of their wide receivers.
no,
Like I like Mahomes is gonna scare you, but like if you have a good secondary, all you have to deal is if you can slow them down, all you have to deal is Kelsey.
yeah,
Kelsey's the big threat. If you stop him, I'm not like MVS is not gonna beat you. Rishi Rice is not gonna beat you. Tony's not a burner, so you're just gonna make them play a dink down game and then hope that you can stop them. If not, but you also don't want to let them get into open space because they can make plays.
yeah,
After the run, but if you can get them where you can just he throws it, you tackle him, you could be fine.
yeah.
He's still gonna win 14 games, but and then they'll wind up being in the Super Bowl again. But that beats the point.
Yeah, and another guy, keep your eye on Justin Ross. He's a guy who, again, you've never seen him on the field. He was a beast at Clemson, but a lot of injuries. Hasn't really played his first like year or two in the league. But he's only a receiver 79 on Fantasy Pro, so I don't even know if he's barely getting drafted. So, and like Trevor Lawrence, of course, his college quarterback, of course, the star quarterback in Jacksonville. So he's not surprised that Ross has been turning heads in training camp. So keep your eye on those two guys. I think they could do something. They could be sneaky this year. I think they could be sneaky.
I can see it.
Yeah. If they were not in Kansas City, I'd probably say they're off the radar. But because they have Mahomes, I think possibly could turn them into weapons. And they're both. I mean, Tony was a first round pick. He had all sorts of issues with the Giants, and he goes to the Chiefs, and you're like, oh, he's actually good.
New York was a little bit weird. I think he was faking injuries.
He might like he was
because why did he get? He gets traded while he was still injured, and then magically plays in the game right after he gets traded. Like, make that make sense. Dude, you were faking injury. No one believes that you were injured.
He had like 5 different injuries. He gets traded, and like his first game, he has like 50 yards. I'm like, I thought you had like 4 different injuries.
I thought your knee was hurting, but you're getting off the line without any limp.
Then he missed like a bunch of games after that. That's besides the point. Yeah. He might have been faking injury. He had a lot of issues.
I think he was faking his injury in Kansas City to save up for the playoffs. Even though he had like one good kick return in that whole game, and everyone bows him down like he's like Jesus. Because handily, Juju kind of won in that Super Bowl. Him and Kelsey, that was the duo that really won them the Super Bowl because they're the only ones that really put the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
And Kelsey literally put the ball on the ground when he did that little stupid toss for someone reason. He pitched it backwards and the guy didn't catch it and it went on the ground. The guy had to dive on it. I think you saw Andy Reid like fuming.
Andy Reid was probably like, "You're so lucky that you're Travis Kelce."
Oh no, he was human. Even Travis said on the his podcast with his brother, he's like, Andy Reid told me never to do that again.
Yeah, I would assume. So almost as soon as you do, you're like, oh god, this is not going to go well on the sideline.
Yeah, like I remember because they also talked about another play with Elman in 2019 against the Eagles. So it was like a trick play that he kind of ran. It was supposed to be a screen, so it was like Tom Brady threw it to Elman. Elman was supposed to throw it to the other side of the running backs to draw the defense on the last side and hope it goes. And then Elman decided to just unleash a pass to Dorsett in the end zone, and Dorsett caught it. But during practice, he did it, and McDaniels was pissed. He's like, "Don't throw that ball. Don't just throw it to the screen." He did in the game, and he goes, "You're a psycho maverick. You're a psychopath maverick." So yeah, maybe if you're getting Kelsey, be aware of maybe losing a couple points because technically that's a fumble. That's the only nervous thing we get with Kelsey.
He'll give you 22 instead of 24 because he'll have a fumble because he'll try to do a bladder and it'll be.
He'll have like 6 receptions for like 600 yards and then like 7 touchdowns somehow, and then like manage to just lose you 10 points because you fumbled it twice. Oh look, he has the greatest fantasy. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh,
Greatest game ever! Oh, he had 20
he had
fumbles.
28 points this week. Yeah, he could have 34 if he didn't fumble it 3 times. I'm gonna put fumbles high as points. So if they fumble, you lose a ton of points. That would be an interesting one.
Usually it's you lose 2. So every league's different. Usually it's 2.
Lose 30 per fumble.
You lose 30? What?
Imagine.
Jesus.
Imagine
You
that.
lose.
You had a receiver go off of like 60, like 40 points because you just had like a AJ Brown type game against the in week 8.
Oh my
And
God.
you just lose 30 points because you get the ball punched out. There he goes, you get 10 points. I might play it to 4. I might play it up to 4 for fumbles.
I've seen that before.
This would be interesting.
That'd be kind of wild, but yeah.
I'm gonna do it right now.
You're gonna change our league settings to lose 4 points because of fumbles.
See.
Wow. Okay. So Ashton is changing the league settings of our league on it. Our league are in on my shelf.
Interceptions are minus 300.
I didn't know you could do that. Why is that an option?
I could make positive points for interceptions. I did not know
You
that.
get 3 points if you throw an interception.
How do you put negative?
If so, I'm picking up Baker Mayfield right now. If you get points for picks,
I think.
you get points for picks. That's the most counterintuitive thing I've ever heard.
So minus 3 fumbles. Where are fumbles?
I was there somewhere.
Yeah, no crap. Fumbles lost minus 4.
Wow.
Recovery touchdowns, I'm making 8. If he fumbles, it's gonna be minus 1. Like they recover it, but he fumbles, it's minus 1. I'm trying to make something interesting so like our games could be like you kind of get benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do receptions 2. 1 point every 10 yards. Yeah, that's fine. 1 point every 20 yards.
Really?
1 point every yard. Imagine.
Guy has 40 yards. He has 50 points.
Passing first down, I'm actually gonna add 2 points.
Okay.
Ooh, pick 6 thrown, minus 1. Passes completed, I'll do point. I want to get like I want a good league, like a good scoring. Like I want high scoring games, so I'm doing stuff. I won't do anything for sacks. Ooh, 50-yard plus touchdown bonus. I'm gonna do 2.
Okay.
40 plus, I'll do 2.
Okay.
And then completion bonus, you get 1 for 40 plus yards. I'll do the same thing for the running backs. Receiving. So
Ashton is changing our league settings live on my show.
Yep. I'm doing it for the receivers as well. Can I give a half point? Like point.
You should be able to.
Let's see that can be 1 as well. Like a 0 to 4 reception should be 0.5. 0.5 for 5 to 9. Just to make it kind of confusing. Not really confusing, but receiving. Should I do 1 for receptions on first downs?
You want to give like an extra, like opposed to getting like the 1 or 2 points, you give an extra point or 2 on top of that.
Yeah, I'll do an extra 1. I'm
Okay.
not doing anything for attempts.
Yeah.
Bonus. All right. If someone has a 200-yard receiving game, you're getting +5.
That's fair. Okay.
100 to 199, you can get +2.
Okay.
A 200-yard rushing game, -5. Why is my phone going off? Oh, Brody.
200 yards, you lose 5 points. That'd be wild.
200 combined rush and receiving yards, I'll go +2.
Mhm.
400 plus passing game can be +2 because that's pretty easy nowadays.
Yeah.
1 for that. 1 for that. Red Sox 165.
Did I sweep the Yankees?
Yeah, we're 8-1 now.
Wow.
If we had defenses, that would be interesting. Receiving. I don't know why I feel like rushing yards 1 point every 10. Yeah, that's fine. The scoring should be higher now.
Townhouse Fantasy. The commissioner changed scoring setting. Really?
Yeah, you saw that.
I. Okay. You
Oh
changed
my god, the
literally everything.
scoring is high. Never mind, I'm going back to regular settings. Yeah, never mind.
So we did all that for nothing.
Dude, it's crazy.
Why'd you do it in the first place?
I don't know. I wanted to test some things out.
All right, so never mind, everybody. We are going back to normal settings because Ashton didn't realize that by raising literally every single thing, it would make it that would lead to the games being like 402 to 360, which is insane. So we're back.
Interceptions, pick 6 throws, pass completed. I'm not going to do that because that's just stupid. I was having fun. Yeah, rushing can stay the same. Rushing first down goes to 0. 2-point conversion stays the same every 15 yards. Because I feel like exception 1. I think I changed way too many settings.
You changed like all of them,
I did.
and I
It
and
should
now
be
you're
like a
gonna.
reset, like a reset thing for the
There's
league.
good thing. If not, you're gonna have to go through this all over again.
2-point conversion, receiving first down 0. Miscellaneous.
By the way, everybody, Sleeper is the best fantasy football app. Just putting that out there. I highly recommend you Sleeper. Is there non-dynasty leagues on Sleeper?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. Actually, not. I'm actually in one. Now I think about it. Yeah, definitely use Sleeper.
I'm in a
Especially
keeper
one.
league as well.
Yeah, keeper leagues are fun. So we'll keep all of you listening. Keeper leagues in the offseason, you pick a certain amount of players that you can keep. You know, the commissioner sets the amount of players you can keep. It might be 1, might be 2 guys, might be 3 guys, might be 5 guys.
Never mind, I was having fun and now I'm not having fun. It's not because I was projected to lose. I'm like, this is too many points. This is too many points.
Yeah, you raised every scoring setting.
Everything's back to 0 except for the normal ones.
Okay. I'm waiting to get the notification of the commissioner changed the settings, basically reset.
Everyone's like, what did he do?
And my reaction is going to be, no kidding. I'm watching. There it is. There it is. Yeah.
Back to normal. Somewhat normal.
Okay.
I was supposed to win 146 to like 120 something, and now it's 126 to 104.
I wonder why.
So here's the settings I have. So 2 for touchdowns. Oh wait, that was supposed to be 6. Duh. Everything was 6 for touchdowns. Yeah. Pick six throws -1. Interceptions is -3, so technically -4 if it's a pick six.
Oof.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, you change it.
That's
Again?
yeah, there we go.
All right.
So
Someone
I'm
just
doing
won.
for touchdowns for quarterbacks. I made him 2. I meant to put 6. Just normal settings. Everyone's probably like, why does he keep changing?
Everyone's probably like, what is going on?
Open the message.
Trying some scoring. Ashton just typed in the chat, not on the sleeper app, trying some scoring settings. Okay.
I think.
I hope that was a fun tryout.
Oh, it was. What's the scores for these leagues like? I'm gonna look. I forgot I have Chase Edmonds in this league. Is he even good? No.
He's
I can drop him, right?
where is he now? He was in Miami. He might be in Denver or something.
No, he's in where is he at? The Bucks.
That's right. Last year, I thought he would start for Miami. It did not work out for me at all. He ended up being cut like half of the
I
year.
drop him. I don't need him.
Yeah, I was hoping he would do something fun. Chase Edmonds last year, so Raheem Mostert came along, and then they traded for Jeff Wilson.
Well, I can't pick up anyone, so I don't know why they all draft eligible. So, which one's the one drafting today? Because there's 3 Pedisi leagues. That's what it's called.
Are you still playing around with the settings?
9-hour league.
Oh. We're done going up and down. The fumble recovery is going to be 8 points. So you changed it.
It went back to 0. Because I'm like, fumble recovery would be
there's
for
no defenses.
So
we don't have defense. There's no point.
Fumbles are -3, and then like fumbles lost is -3. Fumbles are -1. So obviously, if they fumble lost, they'll get -3. I think the pick six you get the interception one as well because it's also an interception. So fumbles lost, it probably goes with both. So a lot of chance to lose points, but also a lot of chance to gain points. So you have a bad quarterback. So rookie starting. Herbert. This team is weird. This is my team. The keepers league. It's Herbert, Walker, Pacheco, Chase, Debo, Tony, Andrews, Gibson, Mac, Mostert, Jamal Williams, Singletary, Zay Jones, Elijah Moore, and Dawson Knox.
Pretty good.
I'm supposed to lose week 1. God damn it. But yeah. Fantasy.
That's fantasy football. I think that's all we got for you guys today. Good luck in all of your fantasy leagues. I'm sure I'll talk about fantasy football a little bit on my future shows because football starts in like 2 weeks. Ashton, thank you for coming on.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for your entertainment with playing around with football league settings, just putting things up and down. Probably confusing the rest of our league. But
100% did.
You also typed in the chat, testing things out, so hopefully they got the message. But that's all I got for you guys today. Until next time, so long. Have a great day.
Peace.